Alrighty. Moving some things around here because in my Discord list of channels because I need to leave that server. Oh, I gotta do a different way on that one. That's a personal server, and yeah. Oh. Okay. Chat quest ads cat. This is profile. No, that's my profile. I want server settings. And delete the server. Oh. What? It's riveting content, right? Fishnet needs to come up here. Because that is the one that I want to use. Okay. I should. Okay. Normally I am normally I am not on YouTube streaming. Normally I'm on another platform. Okay, I just want to make sure I'm able to see chat and all that at least a little bit well. Alrighty. Okay, let's go. Let's actually get started. Hello. I am going to test something here. Live chat, I don't want any of that hidden. And wow, does that look small? But it's there. I might need to. I might need to delete that. I don't think I have a good spot for it. Well, not delete, but let's hide it. Mostly because I have no way to, anywhere on here that I know of, to hide such a thing. Alrighty. So as you can see, we have kind of a blah scene. It's semi-freshly made. Made it last night. I have assets installed, networking that I'm going to be testing with. I have Odin. It's a really nice inspector. If you haven't checked it out, please do. It's really great for serializers. I haven't used it in a while, and it had a major update. It was like 1.47, and now it's like 3 point something. So fairly big. I only did a scripts, and actually I am going to delete you. I will preface that this project is on a portable SD, not a physical SD into on the motherboard. So I want to upgrade my CPU before I do anything. I do want to go here. We're going to make a folder. And this will be kind of where we put all of our stuff. So here I will think player movement. Oh, that has fun here. This is what I am going to be working with. And I'm going to turn off screen just for a second here while this pops up. Make sure no information crops. This is bad on my part. Oh, I cannot use this version of... That's my bad. Give me a second. I'll do this, but we're going to do a BRB. There we go. Preferences. Go back to Visual Studio 2019. I shouldn't have any problems with this, or do I have to install? Nope. Okay, so let's do Visual Studio Installer, see if this is my problem here. Modify. Ow. That hurt. Massively hurt. Okay. Oop. Message from a coworker. We have a managed service provider at my job, and I do IT work. And they are supposed to have reassigned someone's access. Sorry, I am so deep in. We use Screen Connect for some of our remote workers, and this is not what it's intended for exactly, but we use it. Some of them can work from home, some of them can't. This person constantly has been working from home and having issues with Screen Connect. We had to get a new computer because the old one stopped working, like the USB ports just didn't work anymore. Got a new computer, put the ticket in for them to realign it because I can't, and yep, they did not do that. She cannot access that computer from home like she's supposed to. It's wonderful. Just wonderful. Okay. Let's go like this. I want to find. Where is. Okay. Alright. Alright, now that I have that all sorted out, I do apologize. Alrighty. Now that we have that sorted out, let's do this. So here's the things that I'm looking at doing. Okay. This is kind of my pseudo. I want to build something. I want to prototype it before I make it into an actual, I don't want to say game, but the functions. Understand how it is. Have a hard reference point that I put with my notes. No offense. Let's go to guides. I don't want that. I want prediction. Prediction is like the worst one here. It's an online game, kind of need it. We have lag compensation stuff. Great. Version 2 of their prediction. They apparently have Model 3 coming out here soon-ish. Yeah, because it's supposed to come out with 4.5.7. Ooh. So I'm looking at it. Demo's coming out. It's not an actual thing. It's the demo. He has a cute little video here. But and it says uses a character controller with a stamina bar for sprinting and jumping. Parenting to move smoothly on platforms even with high latency. So that's really nice. So these are all the things that we have to, or this is all the guides. But then they got this: controlling an object, non-controlled objects, understanding replicated states, predicting states, and advanced controls. So let's just take a look at controlling an object. Now, I don't know about you, but I read this and I'm a hands-on visual. Reading this does not is not how my brain works to understand it. This part, yes, that's fine. You come here, you go, hey, look, this is all of this. And I'm like, okay, so you're just making the data, this is setting it up. Great. Then you have this, and I remember trying to do this before, and my brain, for whatever reason, was not wrapping around this part. Well, this part and this part. Okay. My brain could not do it. Now I'm reading the comments and I'm reading the stuff up here to make sense of it, and I'm going, okay, predicted rigid body, reconcile data. Like, a lot of this makes sense as to what it should be doing, but then, like, what's with the like, why dispose? Not saying I don't get why, but at the time I was like, I can't remember what one it was, because this is like 6-7 months ago. And it's like, set tick, okay, I get it, and then we get to this, and then we come to other things, and this is very different. This is like really, really different. I kind of looked at the stuff, sorry, at the mic, because I more was like, okay, I need to look at certain things. Like your attributes, quality of life, client, server, non-serialized. I was hoping there was more on that. So like, this is a good one if you want to do audio. This is a good one if you want to validate a hit. Player stats, non-serialized. I'm just reading this and I'm like, where is it? I'm like, oh, it's right there. I'm just an idiot. But I remember like these, and I was like, okay. And I was using a sync list, and it's like, that's great. Because I was using it for a back end for a inventory, which I'm gonna do again, but I'm gonna do this very differently. I'll have two different ones. One that's based on a list and one that's based on an array. not like base, but it's gonna be, there'll be an array for it of when it gets loaded up, and I'm gonna have to make that. Oh no, I'm just gonna have to make that a sync type. Or I could just leave it this and then no, because then that'd just be stupid. I'm gonna see which one I can do. I probably won't do this one then. And base is probably not the right word. Think Elder Scrolls list for your items versus, say, Minecraft or Ark, where you have like an array of how things are and shown. So. This is one that's actually, has my name there, great. Yeah, my name is Alex, get over it. So this one's more going to be in line with something I'm thinking of doing for the small, people will call it small MMO, I call it an MMO light. So that's kind of more of what it is. I want to be able to do dialogue and then chat. These are things I want to test out my way of doing it, versus here, let me take what someone else has done. Yes, kind of reinventing the wheel here, but I want to do it myself. If it breaks, I know the code, kind of. Probably won't remember it, but it'll be there. So, and then this is the first one that I want to work on, because I want to get down the movement. I want it to work. I want it to be smooth, or at least I want to understand what is happening, why it's happening, what I need to do, not do. This one will be after that, because I'll want an inventory. This one's going to be like making your spells, your enchantments, and your such. This one's going to be for NPCs. And then this one is going to be for chatting with people. And I might have some fun with that. And maybe have it so NPCs can put in like a local chat going and say things in chat. That'd be kind of hilarious. You probably won't be able to have an actual conversation with them, but actually, I could make it so either it puts out like a random thing every now and then, or, and get this, I could have it where it'll say, "How's the weather today?" And if you respond to certain things, say certain things, it will respond back. I think that would be actually kind of fun to do. That'd be interesting, actually. But in order to do anything, we first need to set up movement. And this is where, like I was talking about, the fun little things. So this is where we need to okay, so script, fun fact. Okay, I just want to see, because I haven't fully read all of this while in good code. And it's been a while since I've written any Unity code, so this might be painful for some people. Okay. So you create, so same thing. Collider other. Ooh. So this should all, so don't call simile on rigid body within the replicate. Ooh. That's kind of interesting. Alright, alright. This is kind of interesting. Alright. It keeps saying alright. Ignore me. I'm just an idiot. Configuring. This is where we're going to have some fun. Assets, prefab. I made a player prefab. Let's put that up here because we're going to want to configure this a little bit. It's going to be networked. We do need to set it to prediction, enable prediction. Ooh, hold up. Player bond. I need a time manager. Why I leave that? Timing tick variable. We need to remove this to time manager. We need to override it. When you come here, predictions is on. We want rigid body. Do I want to do... This is where I'm not so sure. Because normally what I do is I make a player and then I put a model onto it. And do a rigid body. Cab. There is... I always do want to add one here. And ground will always be a tag I want. Reason being is I always like to have something that goes, hey, yes, you can jump, or no, you can't. I always use a raycast downward to find if I can jump, and I filter it by tag. So that if I go here, include layers, there's nothing because it's not layers to tag. Never mind, I'm an idiot. I was gonna just show it, but can't because it's not on there. What we need to do, why empty network behavior script? Why is it? And this is where it's been like really long time. So this is going to be like a struggle. Why did I double click it? Because if I remember right, and I probably don't, this is where I need to actually go back here, network behavior. Coach, tell me what should tell me what I need. Ooh. That's changed. More this. This is like massive to me. Because then it tells you what order things go, and if you don't remember, it's a pain. So now I'm trying to remember what I need to inherit from. Let's go to the network. And here's one thing that I like to pull up here. This is what I'm looking at. And it's funny. I showed that, just this, but look at all of these. Okay, so it's just using fishnet objects. Okay. I can't figure it, but I couldn't remember if it was objects, networking, or something else. This is what I get for coming back to it so after so long. And most videos are like ages out of date. Okay. So we are just going to have some funny. So on start, we're not going to want to do anything. Make sure at the moment I want to come here. I want to find my old. Nope. Nope. Maybe. No, because I did player controller. Ooh. Let's see if this gives me any insight. This is something I was working on. And this is where it's like, okay, I have all this data, but it wasn't working. And this is even like taking stuff right from their stuff clearly, because like it's got their comments in it, not mine. So we have the rigid body, we have the player movement script here. I'm gonna remove that one because I do not like things not being there. Okay. And I normally did character controller versus rigid body. Well, let's go here. Hmm. Okay, I might just go with the character controller. I was asking in their Discord. I do apologize for going absolutely silent, and that should not have popped up. All I wanted was this. So they have rigid body, they have offline. So I'm going, okay, rigid body is probably better, but not really. Um, so with that being said, I think we're just gonna go with a character controller version of this. Um, so that being said, I think we're going to remove the movement script. That being said, I should probably come in here and see if it's got anything. So all their stuff is based upon a rigid body, though. I don't normally do stuff with rigid bodies, which is probably part of my issue. Base has authority is true because running the client, which has owner or the server, and there is no client owns the subject. I would not know that one. That's has authority is not one I worked with. Hmm. So walk speed, run. I'm sorry, I'm looking at something here and just trying to kind of see what I did. Cause it's been, like I said, it's been a while. This stuff can be ignored. Start. This just gets some things set up. Is alive. Move. I mean, this should be checking if we're alive before it does anything. No, wait, it is right there. So there's that. Here's that, and frankly, I kind of would like that to be a fixed update, not just a regular update. Okay, okay. I'm vaguely trying to remember what I did here. I know I always had run, so if it does this, then I can always come down here and alter anything that I needed to. Uh, Check different things and add things as intended. Um, I kind of like that. So I think I'm going to pull this over here. Pop it open so it's more exposed for me to see. And I'm going to go this way. We're going to serialize 99% of this. That's going to be copied. Mostly because I like some of what's here. Gives me a nice little starting point on things. And by that, I'm going to be taking a lot more of this than I wanted. It'll find this, and I don't like this to start with. This is how I kind of want it to be, but not quite. This part's fine. This part okay. So that's gonna just let us keep going to start with. But I don't want to do anything there. I do want to have this because when the client starts, I don't want like do nothing. So private bool is here. I am going to put this here because I don't want to keep, like, I want to keep it, but I don't want it to be down where it is in my old code because old code is meh. And I am going to take the rest of this. Boom. I'm going to paste it. I've got something going on here. Oh. That would break things. There we go. Fixed all that. So technically this should work. Oh, now I need to go Google that. Gosh. Not on. Yeah, even so, one of the big people, he's a master helper in fish now. Good moderator. Just said that character controller is much better physics and CPS because the physics engine isn't designed well for it. And as he said that, I remembered Unity uses a non-deterministic physics engine, so I would rather not have to mess with that more than I need to. Okay. So what we need to do, we do need to alter this. So most of this ain't gonna work. I'm an idiot. Okay. But I do need to come down here. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a public of replicate data. There's going to be prediction. I'm just going to copy, I don't want to say verbatim on things, but I'm going to copy the name of a lot of this stuff. And we need to implement and implement. Now, just looking at their stuff here, that's empty. And So we shall, this is where we're actually going to use some lambdas. Wow, I can not type. Now, this isn't here, and I could just kind of do this, but So oh, it's right there. Okay, I was like, where's this tick thing in their documentations? Uint underscore tick. And this one is actually going to be very easy. This one is tick equals value. Okay. So I want to just get, I'm just going to get the initial things here. I'm just going to do that. Okay. So that's going to make this a lot simpler, because these are going to be here. Now, looking at their documentation, it's a little different from ours setup, because they are using a physics body. We are not. So this is going to make it a little bit different. I did that. I should not. I wish I could just pin this to stay on top. That'd be so nice. So here we go. We've got our replicate data. So in the replicate, we pass in information. Bool float, and it goes this. So this is a constructor within the struct of that data. That I need to pass in. Which isn't gonna like, so I'm just thinking like right here, right? We have this, but, and this is where we're gonna have to reconfigure, alter things. We're already creating that horizontal and vertical here to create our move direction. So let's say we comment that out, right? Now, these are floats, which is what we want. alive. We have all of this, but we don't have a jump. We have jump height, which would really just be jump force, not jump height. But that's a bool because it's a rigid body and it has to add force. We're not exactly adding the force to go upward. We are with the physics engine. We are doing it ourselves via our calculations. I kind of want to pass in is grounded. Well, I want to do grounded. No, because I got to pass in the data that's going to be done, which means I put that in there as well. So I'll have to do a float for walks. God, if I'm passing those in, though I don't want to pass in the keys. I do want to pass in the movement. Horizontal and vertical. I need to pass in I'm jumping. Right? Okay, let me take a look at the advanced controls here that they've got because it actually has jump, sprint, float, vertical. Okay. So it expands upon it. Hmm. So when we do a replicate data, I am here. I'm going to show you what I'm looking at instead of keeping it to myself as I'm thinking. So this is under advanced. Desynchronized to prediction. Well, that would be walking, running, and jumping. So bool jump, I think what I'm going to do is I am going to turn that to a bool or add a bool in for that. And if we are jumping, we don't need to worry too much about things. Tick. So all of this is the same. This part is the part that changes. Then we have, because this is the replicate, we need the replicate function. Boom, create replicate data. And I have to have replicate data at the top. I think, nope. Because this is going to do new replicate, creates it, returns. Okay. Am I having to store it? I don't think I have to store it. Here's replicate and reconcile. Okay. So run inputs. I need to replicate data which would have been created up here, but we're not passing it anywhere. Oh, it's return. We are returning this. So it is being created. We need to create the state. Whoa, hello. Okay. So that one, I might just copy that line. That's a decent amount. Delta float time. So this creates the delta. I'm not worried about stamina. This stamina is not something I'm worried about, so I won't worry too much about that. I'll create the vector. Which I already make. Move rate at the sprint is held enough stamina exists and multiply the forces. So a lot of this stuff is going to be the same, but I'm going to have to put it into run the inputs. So I have to store the inputs, then I run them. Okay. That's going to make it a lot easier than what I was trying to do before. But then I think I'm going to have to condense all my stuff into one. And this adds force, rest of my code remains the same. I have a reconcile method right now? It's all been replicate. Do I have anything? Okay, so these are the things I have. Okay. So I think we have a good chunk of what's needed then, but we need to alter a few things. I definitely need to alter a few things. So these are right. Ground check distance can altered, is grounded. I'll need to keep gravity there. Jump height should be jump force. Let us So let's work on the replicate. Let's get that sorted first. Because anything that changes its position will need to be handled. So okay. We need to do a public. We'll do replicate data. So this here we're going to do bool jump bool running. We're going to do a float for horizontal, float for what did I put? 4. I said 4. I didn't mean to type 4. But then I also want to pass in a float for rotation. I keep typing in things I don't want to, and we are going to do this. There's nothing else there, so we're good on that. And now we have this. So this creates our stuff. So I am going to copy, just for time's sake, this, but we're going to make this running and public float rotation. Helps if you spell things right. I think this is going to be what we're going to do. So delete, 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 and delete. So we're going to do equals jump equals running horizontal vertical and rotation. Then I'm going to get those fixed. I think that's going to handle pretty much everything that we need. See that? I don't think she hasn't responded. That girl, I swear, never responds. So, teleporter. I ain't worried about the teleport. We'll worry about that later. Walking. This is where we're going to actually have to start going. No, we're not doing this per se, I don't think. Because I need to... Because I got these. Do I have... I got the ground checker. I don't have anything for... No, I have that. And it's getting those. Okay, so... So we want to get a float of R, because we want our rotation. Character controller dot no, because I have it stored up here of controller. Okay. Controller. Now I can do dot of get want the game object dot it's not rotation, it's transform dot rotation and is it Y? Yes. So it is Y that I need. Because I want to make sure that we're rotating appropriately. Then I need jump, which is basically getting a key, and I need running. So both of these bool jump equals input, and this is where I will end up changing things. Get button down. Jump. Bool. down, or get button. Or no. Input dot. It's get key. I need get key. And then it is key code. And we need left shift. Okay. So now is when we need we are going to replicate data, RP data, and we do not have this function yet, so let's go make it. So we private replicate data, create replicate data. Hold up, this is when we actually have that. But we're technically up here. Well, move isn't being called anymore. So technically we could put it in here, but I don't want to. That's, ugh. I think we're going to end up getting rid of move. Okay, yes. So I'm just looking at this because we're already gonna have them replicate data. So it's not really gonna matter. I will change it to handle movement instead of move. This is what I'm looking at right here. This is where we're getting to. We have this part mostly made. What I'm trying to figure out is where do I want to put it? Do I want it to be an update? And if I do that, I know I want to try and be a fixed update. Because if we do come here, there is this. that might be a better thing to do than not. I think I will end up doing that. Doing that. So let's create it. We're doing all of this here. We are going to nix you. We're going to put you into our little abode here. So that's going to break a few things. And we have not created our replicate data just yet. New replicate data. And we have jump, run, we have X, Y, R. Oh, Z, not Y. X, Y, Z, R is there. We can do this. Then we can take jump, and when per this, we're just gonna make it false, and we will return MD. So that will handle the fun part. We did not throw in our guard check. So if base is not owner, return default. Because we're not going to be doing anything. Because we're not creating any data. Now I need to do the replicate. This is where this stuff will end up going into, basically. So, like I said, I want to just do copy, boom, boom. So this is going to be that data. This stuff won't matter. You transport. Because I don't care. We're just going to keep with what documentation shows for simplicity. I will keep this in there because that is kind of key if I want to use it down the line. All right. And I don't have move rate as a thing. I have walk speed. Walk speed right there. So we'll create our forces. Move direction is a vector 3. So we're fine with that, I think, for the moment. We'll drop you because I don't think we need you anymore. But what I do need is this. This is our replicate. I'm not worried about stamina at the moment. Stamina will be something I can focus on later. But I will need to check if we are grounded. Which means where is, okay, my ground checker is up here. It is in move, so we will need to keep that. So in our run inputs, we do need to come in here. We need to put in our information, which okay. So this is where it gets a little funky. Because if we're doing this, we want to update our forces if we are running. So we need if data dot running is true, I'll do forces equal new. This might be where it's not exactly what. No. Yeah, I don't care. This will be run speed. But then we also gotta check if we're jumping. Okay. So now we want to do if data dot jump and is grounded. We need to put in our why does it keep I do not want a new what? Okay, so data horizontal. It's not what I want. So why do I have oh, because up here I am doing the move, controller move. And this part is going to have to go in. Here, we're going to put this here. I hit B. I need to stop doing that. That being said, we're going to comment you out. We don't want any of you running. And you will need to come into here. And we're going to normalize it. This is where we are going to take our delta. We don't want time.delta anymore. That's can drive me absolutely insane until I stop doing that. Just want this to go away. Because some of these are not even functional. So, it comes in, we create our delta, we have all of this, the forces are being added, multiplied, or otherwise created. This will be forces. So I'm going to put it to forces, not to what we were doing before. Controller, move direction, times delta. We also got to take care of our gravity. I think for the most part that should be all of our replicate. That being said, goodbye to those. Let's see what that breaks. Nothing, because all this is commented out. So now we need to handle our reconciled data. Okay, I'm going to put that up there. Okay, I'm going to let that sit there for a second. See if someone answers that question. Because this part's done. Now we need to reconcile state. So let's go controlling an object and look at this some more as far as this part. So we do this, then... Okay, so we need to use the time manager on tick to read the inputs. The update gets the inputs for certain things like jump. So we need to fix that. This part's all fine. I am kind of, because I need to go do all this too. So on destroy, we need to do that. On network start, we need to go and get these time managers, or time manager on tick and post tick, and then we need to unsubscribe as well. So what we need to do, on tick needs to call read inputs and create the replicate data, and we call that. What? Huh? It's on tick. Read inputs. Read inputs does... There's no simulate with a character controller as far as I'm aware. Okay, I just make sure no one says anything or I miss it. So you create this, which means now, okay, now I want to take my code. I want to put it over here for a second. Is their thing as a... predicted owner, predicted spawn, prediction manager. I think I was in that one. State order editor. It's just the manager. I don't want the manager. I'm not a Karen. Okay, so I don't see anything that's like... I don't see anything that would tell me. That being said, I've been live for almost 2 hours. I do want to take a quick break. I do need to eat something. I need to do a little cleaning and such, and think about what I wanted things to do. Yeah, I know. Um, but it'll give me a little time to think and maybe watch a video or two of character controllers and prediction. Because I don't want to go to rigid body if it's sorry, non-deterministic physics, because then that can create a lot of issues, and I don't want to deal with those issues. um, Obviously, this means deviating from their character controller stuff to or their physics to a character controller, or the rigid body to a character controller, if I can speak right, which is going to be a complete hassle. But if I can figure out the movement and figure out getting a proper a thing resolved in terms of reconciliation, and have a good client-side prediction, that would make this 20 times easier for me. That being said,